Welcome back, faithful viewer. I'm in the middle of a complete replumb in a criminally shallow crawl space. I'm gonna do something satisfying today if it kills us all. I've got to run this 3/4 inch line from one end of the building to the other to supply water to everything. And here I'm preparing to enter the crawl space, hoping to have everything I need. I've got 2 3/4 by half tees to branch off for the kitchen here. A spare 1 inch crappy spade bit in case this one doesn't work out. Got my 3/4 inch pipe clamps stuffing in my pockets. Got a spare battery and a spare battery. The crimping pliers, a tape measure, hammer, cutters, crimp rings, flashlight, and I'm not going in there without my emergency shovel. Alright, before I enter the crawl space, I see we got an ice maker line to deal with here, and I looked in there and there's plenty of line to bring it across the kitchen and up in here under the sink, so we can valve it here instead of using one of those stupid puncture valves that everybody has rotting in their crawl space. So just drill an extra hole here to bring that up near the cold line. I'll get some kind of a reference here as to where I want to bring my water lines out. So we'll use this condensate line to measure off of. And yeah, that's what I thought. We've got about 6 inches of space there. I'd like to bring the water lines out over here in the corner. And the drain has either got to go in this same hole. That'll be fun to break out of there, or it would just fit under this gas line if we can drill it right on top of the concrete from in there. We'll have to have a look, see if all this is possible on the other side. Look at this hideous mess, all from people not paying attention to their sink drain. Lovely. Anyway, here's our ice maker line that will run across and up into the sink. And there's plumbing corner that we were just looking at on the other side. Looks pretty clear. This ought to work out alright. But you know, another part of our plan for this building is to put a vapor barrier down here. So I believe rather than working that, I will begin that process. Let me get my rake. That's why I got into the business. There's the stuff. Well, they make fancier stuff, but it's not in everyone's price range. And ideally, you'd have no seams down there. But in an environment like that, with no room to maneuver and some obstacles around, you gotta work with manageable pieces. So we're gonna go for something that goes about halfway across the building and goes the full width of this roll, which is 20 feet, and we'll just have a lot of overlap. There we go, about 16 feet will do. Alright, man. Got an area rug here and some end tables. I don't think there's room for that chandelier though. Forgot to mention at the beginning of the video that I've already been working all day at a new project that may be revealed on Monday. So anyway, if I get these water lines across the building today, I'll be happy. Alright, since this roll of pipe is too big to fit through the door at the other end and I've got no one around to help me feed, we'll start at this end. Go that way, make this thing smaller right away. I'll just crimp onto the cold line I've got started here. And position these crimp rings just a little back from the end, like that. And they're kind of a pain to keep in place at first. You can just crimp it a little bit. That we can make it all the way here. There we go. You may have noticed just there that those crimping pliers can become rather difficult in a tight spot, and in some tight spots completely impossible. So that's what they got these for. That comes all the way apart there, does 3 sizes, and you do it with your vice grips. You just set them to be relatively snug when they're closed. Like so, and it works great. And of course you don't get the leverage that you do with the big pliers there, because that depends on the size of your vice grips, but you can use these in all different positions so that you can always find a way to make the crimp. And if you're only gonna get one tool, if you want to just do your own water lines at home, this is the most cost-effective way if you don't want to invest in the expensive big pliers. This thing's like $30. If you already have a set of vice grips, oh, it's a bargain. I will put these in my pocket. Okay, we are committed now. Tons of space down here, man. Anyway, so I'm using these nail-on clamps here, which work pretty well. But whatever you choose, you want to use a plastic clamp when working with the PEX pipe here, because this stuff will expand and contract with use, with temperature changes, and you don't want metal rubbing on this. It would eventually wear through. They work pretty easily just like that. And if you have a point of high stress, like getting started at the bend there, you can put a clamp on each side to make sure that it doesn't pull away. And we have reached the kitchen sink area. There's your hole. So we'll clamp this pipe right here and go get the cutters to do a T. Angle this T toward the kitchen sink hole there, so we can make a nice bend with the 1/2-inch pipe up through the floor. That's a nice thing about this PEX. You don't have to use too many 90s. You get better flow that way. Like I said about the positioning, there we are. Good deal. And you can twist these after they've been crimped without causing a leak, but you try to keep that to a minimum. Go ahead and drill where I was talking about here. And go out there and feed the pipe in and crimp it to our T here. I wasn't paying attention there. There is a board on each side of this block wall. So we got a lot of thickness to go through here. So we got my long bit. And we can hopefully line these up well enough. Having done it in the wrong order. See about that. Alright, there's our locator hole. See if we can get a pipe through it. There it is. Takes a lot of fiddling sometimes. But I know that the area is clear in there. I'll go ahead and drill a hole for the hot. Here we are. Lovely. All right. It leaves that mark there where you can see the copper shine to tell that it's crimped. Okay, let's cut this pipe, leaving enough to get to our next connection here, and having a gentle bend down here. Deal with that later. Now, since this pipe will be visible out here, we happen to have some of this red left. The hot colored pipe. Oh, that'll need a straightening. There we are. All right, got the whole cold pipe in there. Time to begin a hot. Okay, I got that thing in place, pointed at the hot side of the sink, and off we'll go in the other direction. Alright, got her changed back over to white here, and off we go. We have made it to the other end. And I put the double clamp on there so I can tug on this thing without it coming loose. the miserable part's done. Alright, I made it out of there and didn't even have to use my emergency shovel. Now on Monday I can connect up the water heater and the old piping here to the laundry tub and the washer. Get that neatly tucked in the corner. A couple of short 1/2-inch lines off of those T's down there and we'll be up ready for the kitchen sink and ice maker. You can work in a relative openness and bring up 1/2-inch lines for the sink to be here and one for the toilet, and bring a couple across to the shower, which has a handy access panel. No more of this till Monday. Maybe I can do something a little more fun on the weekend. Thanks for watching.